You are listening to He Said, She Said, with L.A. Rob, and D the VIP. Oh, yeah. He Said, She Said, with L.A. Rob and
D the VIP.
We are back. I believe this is our 12th show. We've been racking them up. Yeah, we've been racking them up.
Yeah. Did we win a prize?
I don't know. I wish we did.
I do too. We should get a prize.
We should get a prize.
Yeah. We don't have to work on that.
Yeah. We should get a. We should get some kind of pay. Should we get paid for this? No. Are you getting paid for this?
I'm getting paid for this.
Oh, dang. See, I'm not getting paid. There's something wrong with that.
Well, hey. That's on you. You need a better agent.
Yeah.
Yeah.
These bougie Hollywood agents. So, wow. Anybody watching the news? There's quite a bit going on these days. It's amazing how technology is making us, making all our data vulnerable. You can, especially
if you trust it.
Yeah, if you
like
trust
that.
it. Yeah. If you trust it. And of course, what we are talking about are all the celebrity nude photos floating around the internet. And the thing is, this is a thing where it's it didn't start as, it wasn't just a couple. It's like somebody's trying to make a point.
Oh, yeah. They have leaked some of everybody's.
Yeah. These are targeted.
Yeah.
These are targeted.
These are all the major, outside of people who probably know better, like a Beyonce or Angelina Jolie or somebody like that, who they know. If let him take a mental picture of what I look like naked and let that be enough, because I can't trust that these pictures will never fall into the wrong hands.
Right.
So those people have not yet gotten caught up in the mix, probably because they haven't trusted technology to this degree.
Yeah.
But everybody else, pretty much,
it's another story.
Is another story.
Yeah.
Some of them are exposing everything.
Yeah.
Everything.
Yeah, well, some of them are kind of not really.
Some of them aren't that bad. They're
not that bad. They're kind of artsy.
Playboy might call.
Yeah, but oh my goodness. So, because some of them, most recently it was Rihanna.
Yeah.
She,
but then wasn't she naked before?
She was naked. She was there was this photo shoot that she took for I think FHM magazine or something like that, where she's nude, but you don't see all the nude bits. Well, these photos happen to be taken from somebody who was on the set at a different angle. And so, so you see her ass, you see her breasts, so you see all that, and
I just get the feeling that she's somebody who's really proud of what she looks like naked, because she seems to always kind of get busted with naked pictures. I remember before this media takeout, more than a few years ago, I had pictures of her naked, and in this one, these were pretty graphic because they showed her vajayjay.
Yeah.
So I think this was during the Chris Brown era when they were still together.
Yeah, there was certain tattoos before. I think it was before she had got her tattoos.
Yeah, this is before she has all the tattoos that she has now. So. Because I remember a bunch of people talking about those pictures specifically. Now these pictures that are out are more tasteful than those, but still, it's just, she got burned once. You would think she would have learned. So at this point, I'm thinking that she likes the way she looks naked and really doesn't care if people see her naked.
Yeah, I think someone who makes their living off of how they look
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I guess it kind of makes sense that they're kind of looking at every inch of themselves in the mirror.
Yeah,
Since that's their money maker, I guess.
Pretty much. I think, again, she's very proud of what she looks like, and she should be, so.
Yeah.
Although I thought it was a little, she has a tattoo on the stomach.
Yeah.
Like right before the pubics begin that says good to the last drop.
Oh, sure. Yeah, that one.
Now, that is not exactly ladylike.
Right. Well, in all fairness, that picture doesn't really have her head, but you can kind of place the tattoos.
Well, because you see she has this Egyptian one up under the breast, yeah. So
why would you get that
at some point, I mean, I love that one. I think that one is great. I really like that one. So I think if you recognize that one, which most people will, I don't know if she showed that without actually showing the breast, but somehow I've seen that one before, and I thought it was awesome, and I still do. So that, for me, was the identifier to say, yeah, this is definitely her because of that.
Yeah. Yeah. And, so what happened is these images, they leaked on Reddit and a site called 4chan. And before Reddit took before they took the forum down, apparently what happened was, all these pictures that were up, and I guess, people were like, oh, bet. And they just, downloaded these pictures, and they're all over the internet. They're not going away.
Yeah, once it hits the internet, that's perpetuity. So that means it will be there forever and a day. And that's the awful thing about it. Yeah. Like, now, somebody's kids 30 years from now will be able to use a search engine to find their mother naked. And Kim Kardashian, she just, she more than anybody should be leery of taking pictures or creating a sex tape or anything like that, because supposedly her sex tape with Ray J leaked, although that lighting was too good, everything was too well done, I think, for it to just be, oops, it's just a tape for us.
Oh my God, are you implying that it could have been a marketing tool?
I will say this. Nothing launched her better than that sex tape. Yeah. She had hung out prior to that with everybody from Brandy to the Hiltons and had not become successful. Right. But that sex tape hit the air, and all of a sudden, we now know Kim Kardashian.
Right. And the thing about Kim Kardashian is, I mean, she's pretty. I ain't gonna lie. She, she got ass, she got titties. I mean, she's a pretty chick.
She's a pretty girl. Yeah, she's a pretty.
But so I've seen flight attendants that are prettier or just as pretty. It's just like, the weird thing about these sex tapes is like they can catapult. Why is it that these people get famous off these sex tapes?
I don't know. I don't know what it is about the sex tape. I don't know what, because most people don't get famous for them.
Yeah, like, I've seen porn that does it better. Not that I watch porn, but I'm just saying. I just.
But it's like, oh man, watch porn, and some women too.
Yeah.
But I think it's just a fascination with seeing people when you're not supposed to be watching. One, I don't know why hers was so successful as opposed to Paris Hilton, who had a sex tape that came out, and it didn't necessarily launch her, so it wasn't a good deal for her. Yeah. But it shot Kim Kardashian through the stratosphere.
Yeah, and
it wasn't like she did anything super amazing. So
no, it wasn't. There was no night vision.
It was straight.
It was straight out like, okay,
porn.
Yeah. But so most recently, Megan Good and Gabrielle Union their images, their photos were taken, and Megan Good, her image is basically good girl. She, she would never do a sex scene, and if she did do a sex scene, it would be a body double.
Yeah.
So I happened to see. I didn't because I seen them, and one, she's taking a selfie in the bathroom with her breast covered up. Okay, all right. Then she takes another one where she's in a mirror and you can see the goods. And then there's another one where she's... No
pun intended.
Yeah. Really. I'm saying, and then there's one where she's, I guess she's in the bathtub and you can kind of see
everything. That's Megan Good?
No, I'm sorry. I'm getting confused. That's Gabrielle Union.
Okay.
Yeah, Megan Good, she has her breasts out.
Megan Good just had her breasts out. Yeah. And I mean, I think the big thing is Megan Good, the first time, most people can remember seeing her, if they paid attention, was in Friday, the original Friday, the first one.
Really?
She was a kid. She was one of the kids who ran up to the ice cream machine, Big Worm. Remember, he's selling ice cream.
Oh.
And she ran up, and then he took their $1, and he was like, "Get on!" And she was a really smart kid to him.
Oh my God! Right?
What, you gonna take our $1? That kind of thing.
Okay.
And so that was the first time you saw her, and at the time, I think she might have been 10.
Okay.
And so. Fast forward, most of her roles have been roles where she wasn't, even though she's a very pretty girl, where she wasn't showing anything. She's definitely not showing anything. She's been the object of men's affection, but she hasn't been showing her goods, because she usually will play the little sister of somebody or something like that.
Yeah.
And then, and now she, in real life, is married to an executive for 20th Century Fox, who also moonlights, and I shouldn't say moonlight, but he also is a preacher.
Oh no!
Yes, so I think the pictures leaking are a little sticky for her. He doesn't have a church per se, but he does speak as a special guest speaker from time to time. Ironically, at the church I attend. So yeah, there's
that.
There's that.
Right. And then Gabrielle Union, let's just call it what it is. I mean, she's, with Dwayne Wade and that whole situation and, that.
Well, here's my thing. He should be okay with that, because right before they said I do, he popped up with a baby. So, I think her little naked picture leak.
Well, you know what the rumor is that at the time the pictures were sent, I don't think he knew.
They weren't sent to him.
They were sent to him.
That's what he's saying.
Yeah, they were.
Well, Miss Gabrielle can say, "Hey, I was thinking of getting plastic surgery, and I sent them to the doctor who was gonna." She can't say that, because unlike him, she not pregnant by somebody else, so she not having babies. He can just go on, shut up, and sit down.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, and like I say, so before. I mean, I remember when the Pam Anderson tape, with Tommy Lee and Pam Anderson, that was big. I mean, this is a chick from Baywatch, and they're doing they thing.
Mm-hmm.
And
Tommy Lee was from the band. I forgot
what
metal band he was with.
Guns N' Roses?
It was
Guns N' Roses.
Don't make me lie to you.
Yeah, don't quote me.
Don't quote me. But yeah, so he had like a huge metal band that he was a part of, and then she was coming off the heels of Baywatch, and they did a sex tape that was stolen.
I love how these things get stolen. Like they're just like
out of a safe in their house. There you go.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Wow. So Tommy must have showed somebody the tape, or they knew of its existence, and they're like, "Oh, damn, I can make some money off this."
Somebody just robbed their house, and obviously you break into a safe and you're looking for jewelry, and they got jewelry and the added bonus was the sex tape.
Yeah.
So
I guess.
I think here's my thing. I think it's absolutely ridiculous that somebody can take pictures of you off your private iCloud or whatever, and then post them without your permission. I think that's absolutely just such a gross invasion of privacy. I don't understand, one, how these places where they're posting the pictures aren't requesting that they show proof that they actually own these pictures or something. I think it's horrible that somebody can steal,
you know what I think?
Your private, property and air it and make money from it.
You know what I think? I got a theory. The only place that would have the celebrities, personal contact information would be the talent agencies. And I'm thinking that somebody who works for the talent agency got a hold of that information, passed it on to somebody who knew how to do that kind of thing. Mm-hmm. And they have a list, a confidential list of numbers, and you're going through these numbers, and going through their iCloud accounts, going through somebody who knows how to pull this thing off, because not everybody has these celebrity cell phones and access.
Right.
So I would. My theory
mm-hmm.
is that somebody at one of their agencies is passing on information to somebody who knows how to hack.
I don't know. It could be the agency, or it could just be there's a way to tap into iCloud, because I think all of the photos have come from iCloud storage. So that person, the hacker, may have just been able to hack into iCloud, and he's looking up various names of celebrities, and he's able to access their information, because maybe they hacked into iCloud's mainframe database, and so they're able to get the information, and they're just looking up the names of celebrities.
To hack hack them and get their passwords and all that, I mean, I know a thing or two about video and that sort of thing, but I can say I'm not a hacker. I don't really know how they would even go about that, because I think after you put in a password, after so many times you have to
change the
password.
Yeah.
So I'm just gonna assume what they probably did was they changed the password and maybe accessed their email accounts and put in a password that they knew.
I don't know. They could have done any. I have no idea, because I'm not technologically.
It's very difficult. It's very difficult. It's not.
But
it's not really.
Whoever
it's
did
difficult.
it, they knew what they were doing. They were able to get the photos, and they promptly redistributed the photos.
Listen.
I think that person. Well, I think it's mighty interesting that you can have African American men get killed in this country. You can have children go missing, and the FBI does not get involved. And when these celebrities' pictures get posted, all of a sudden the FBI is involved. And I struggle with, is that really an FBI matter? Is that something they should waste their time being involved in, when you have kids who are missing, you have people who have been killed, you have just a lot of other stuff going on. So do we really need to take the time to investigate that? That's why I say on one hand. But on the other hand, that may be a setup for a larger problem, because what is the government storing on iCloud? Are they using it? Do we have secret information that may be able to be accessed? Is that why they're really heavily pursuing finding out who did this? Is because if they're able to do that with iCloud, they could potentially pose a threat to us and our security with regard to hacking into some of our mainframes.
So as you know, our beloved president, President Obama, has infatuation with his BlackBerry, and it's been the holy grail for hackers to get into that BlackBerry. In fact, you know, he gave up his BlackBerry upon becoming president, and they gave him a special BlackBerry. And trust me, every hacker in the country is trying to get into that BlackBerry because they are dying to see what Obama has. And
well, I'm sure that whatever it is very limited, and his BlackBerry most probably has his wife has the ability to contact him directly via the BlackBerry, and the children have the ability to do the same thing versus having to go through somebody to get to him.
Right.
I think that was the purpose of the BlackBerry. But I think the biggest issue is that usually phones will have a tracking device, and I think his does not.
Yeah.
And that was the issue because of that.
Yeah.
But I think if I'm not mistaken, the president has an implant so that they are able to track him anyway.
If he's ever kidnapped.
Yeah, if anything ever happens to him that. I'm pretty sure if they progress to that point. I know that what's his name? I almost had
Bush?
it. The richest man.
Bill Gates?
Bill Gates, yeah. He has an implant.
Well, I think now it's Warren Buffett, but yeah.
No.
No, Warren Buffett is. I think Warren Buffett. No, it's not. No. It's neither of them. It's neither of them. It's a Mexican.
No, Carlos Slim. No, because Gates regained number one. Carlos Slim was number one for 2 years, and then Gates regained his position because he took Carlos Slim took a big hit last year, I believe.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so.
Wow. They have a lot of money. So
we digress. But let's get back to this leak is this leak has really hit Hollywood hard. But here's what I've been hearing. What I heard is that the men are sweating in their boots because some of them have taken pictures of their little ding dong, and they're sweating because some of the little ding dongs don't measure up. And they're holding their breaths in hopes that they won't be exposed for being the shoot man that they are.
Really?
And some of them may feel good if they're a larger than life man. But yeah, so that's a big thing. Like the men in Hollywood are scared now because they think people have pictures of them. Now, if you remember a couple of years ago, Jamie Foxx got busted. He took frontal photos of himself, and they actually leaked. So we've already seen his little business.
Oh my goodness!
Not so little business.
Right.
So
then Colin Farrell had a sex tape.
He had a sex tape.
And that was settled out of court.
Well, the woman he was with actually, I believe, leaked that tape.
No.
Tried to sell that tape.
Never saw the light of day. It never saw the light of day.
I saw something.
No.
Yeah.
No, it wasn't. It couldn't have been him.
Okay.
No. Well, no, that's not the story I heard. Anyway.
Next.
Anyway.
Like I said, it's Colin. But next.
Oh God. So like I said, because like with us, like if you try to find L.A. Rob, then you try to Google L.A. Rob, you're not gonna find any pictures of L.A. Rob. That's by design. You're gonna, D the VIP. I dare y'all to try to find a picture of D the VIP.
I don't dare you, but
they don't exist. They don't exist.
Well, here's my thing. I don't necessarily trust the internet because one, that information is out there forever. So that becomes a problem. And then you have a bunch of information in one spot. Anybody can become D the VIP or LA Rob or whoever they want to become because you have everything out there. So I try to limit what I have out there. I try to limit actually having my photograph out there because I want people who actually know me to say, hey, Deanna in the mall, and I know that person because they actually know my name, versus if I'm out at the mall and I hear, hey, Deanna, how you doing, blah, 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 and I don't know that person, or I don't know that person well, that could be a pretty dangerous situation.
Yeah, and I at first when I started using Facebook, I did put my face out there because I'm like, I'm not famous, who cares?
Yeah.
And, then I got to the point where I'm like, I had to work, and I might not want my employer knowing what I do in my off hours. Mm-hmm. Not that I'm doing anything outrageous, but I just don't want them to disqualify me from getting a job because they might get the wrong impression about me. You know what I'm saying? So, I just feel that, it's so much technology out here, and don't get me started about Big Brother looking over our shoulder, but, why give them, why make their job easier? So, so with that being said, I feel that, I think there are going to be more leaks in the future.
Definitely.
But, so I think with all the technology, I think it would be wise to keep, like, I remember, we had hard drives and we had, places where we could keep the data separate. But now with this iCloud where everything is kind of going off into the ether, there's no real, data is becoming more ephemeral. And, when we used to keep our pictures on a disk, on a diskette or a disk drive, it's becoming more ephemeral where anybody who knows your password or can figure it out can hack it.
Yeah.
And I think, out of convenience and because it's easier to keep up with stuff when it's in the cloud, I don't think that's a good idea.
I think it's a horrible idea, particularly if you're a celebrity. If you're planning on being a celebrity, you shouldn't do that.
Yeah.
Let their memory be their photograph. That's let me coin that phrase. Let their memory be their photograph, because you're in a day and age now. If you're with somebody, you can be with them 20 years and take all these pictures and do all these home movies that you plan for that person to see only, and then you guys divorce. And that person's angry with you, and all of a sudden you start seeing pictures of yourself in compromising positions on the internet, or so it's you never can tell what will happen with those things. So it's just like when you look at your grandparents, their memory was their photograph. So you probably need to be the same way if you're going to be safe about it, and particularly if you are a celebrity, because that's money. Any picture of you is worth some money depending on the level of celebrity you are. If you can get a nude picture of Tom Cruise, you're going to make major bucks off that. So you just need to be careful.
I totally agree with you. I couldn't have said that better than myself. So that concludes this episode of He Said, She Said with L.A. Rob.
Indeed, the VIP.
Deuces.
So look, to follow us, you can go to iTunes, tune in. You can like us on Facebook at He Said, She Said, L.A. Rob, and Be the VIP. There's a lot of He Said, She Said out there. So make sure it says L.A. Rob and Be the VIP. Also, you can follow us on Twitter at LA Rob and Be the VIP. And if you want to follow LA Rob's shit, his stuff, you can go to Mel Hondo, MALEHONDO at YouTube. Did I say everything?
You did?
Okay.
Well, no, wait, you missed one.
What?
Lord Tyree, LORDTYRE. That one is one of my older.
And I'm not calling him Lord anything. So that's probably why I messed up.
At least not on mic.
Yeah.
Alrighty.
Or off mic.